Hello, our global viewers, global audience. This is Kintervention 2020 platform. We have here an exceptional honor. On seat here is Dr. Romojesu Akinola. He's the Vice President for ASPMAN. It would be really nice to hear from him what ASPMAN is all about, why this meeting is very key. And don't take my words for it. He's a very amazing person you would love to hear from. Thank you. And sir, it's a very special honor here to have you on seat. Can we meet you, please?
My name is Romojesu Akinola Olumakinde. I am a physical health therapist and I've been in the practice for about 27 years now. I studied in Germany and equally studied in Thailand. I find it necessary to be in Nigeria because I see that a lot of people are dying for reasons they should not die of. There are skin diseases that by the time you go deep down into it, you will see that they are not the necessary things that people should suffer. And I remember the time I made up my mind to come to Nigeria finally was when my sister-in-law, I was married to a German woman, and my sister-in-law visited Nigeria on holidays. So we went to a spa and some wrong chemicals were applied on her, which eventually developed to a skin cancer. We lost her about 6 years ago, and it's made me to be so sad because on this ground I even lost my wife too, the German woman. And I said it takes one to correct a situation in a society, and if God had made me go through this experience, it's because God wants to use me to correct many lives in Nigeria. Hence, my interest in the industry. Just like I earlier told you, I'm a physical health therapist, not a dermatologist, not a cosmetologist, but I find myself in the midst of it because of the things I have experienced. And thank God today, we are improving and things are getting better.
Thank you very much for your rich and very generous, and my condolence to that very emotional journey you've been through, having lost a very dear person and also a dear sister towards certain practice that are really questionable going by what is happening. But before we just take a question around practice in the industry, we just like to touch base with the fact that Lagos is a very special city when it comes to stress factor. Like you wake up in the morning, you have to hit the traffic, make your way out, you put the rigors of your office. If you're a mother, you have to return back to the home chores, a whole lot of things. I mean, it's a stress factor. I mean, that's what is factored into the daily experience of an average Lagosian. I'd like to ask you, but how has that impacted the visits to spa in Nigeria? It's very important we talk about that, the business implications for that.
I must be frank with you. I am, just like I told you, as a physical health therapist. When I was in the Western world, when I lived in Germany, I had my car, had my power bike, and I had my bicycle. And the three were so useful to me. Then, beyond that, I have my foot. These four mobilization means are so important, but I would say the last two, the bicycle and my foot, are much more important to me than the car and the power bike. I move around in Lagos. Like, I have two vehicles in Abuja, but I don't. When I decided to move back to Lagos, I didn't come with any of my car, because if I come with any of my car, I'll be tempted to move around, and I can't imagine myself staying behind the wheels 3, 4, 5 hours within Lagos in the heat and all the stuff. So I have a bicycle and I use my foot to do a lot of things. Sometimes when I get on the bus and I see the way the hold up ramps up in Lagos, I get down, make some 20-30 minutes walk. I might have even gotten to where I'm going, or I would take another vehicle. Maybe I would have left the hold up behind, take another vehicle, and that's how I've been making my ways in Lagos, because I have always had the phobia to come back to live in Lagos again. But during the time I was in Abuja, I had an in-depth sense of ministry that my services are more in need in Lagos than in Abuja. So I have been able to battle the traffic issues because of my bike and my foot. So I hardly, in fact, sometimes when I go with Uber, I have to make halfway journey, come down, pay him off, and get on my foot, because I hate to just be stagnant in an hold up for the past for 3-4 hours. So, and it has afforded me the opportunity to be able to freely go around. So many times I have had to face some embarrassment about, because in our society people want you to arrive in your Porsche car. People want to see you in your beautiful way, to know that they are really dealing with a responsible or a big person. But I told people I'm not a businessman. I'm into service. I'm a service provider. Whatever you see out of me, when I discharge, then you will know whether you can liaise with me or not. But to find myself in the rumbles and the humples of Lagos traffic, this is the way I beat it. So I have been able to go around a lot of places and achieve a lot of successes with this formula.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you are the vice president for the Association of the Practitioners of Spa, Medical and Aesthetics. I stand to be corrected, ASPMAN, but of course we would like to know an in-depth insight into what's happening within your association and how your association is helping to promote the skin health conditions, in Nigeria. That's very important, because that's what this platform, Skin Intervention, is all about. We're about eradicating poor skincare culture in Nigeria. So it would be fine that our audience hear from you what ASPMAN is doing and how your role coincides with what we're doing.
But talking about ASPMAN is Association of Practicing Spa and Medical Aesthetics of Nigeria. One of the bases why ASPMAN was formulated is to improve quality disposal of products into the hands of Nigerians. We are also a regulatory body. By the special grace of God, we are liaised with some federal government agencies in case whereby we need to raise some tax forces. We are that recognized, because when it comes to health, our people say health is wealth. And in any situation whereby you don't take the affairs of health so important, just like the Holy Read says, my people die for lack of knowledge, it becomes a stupid death. Just like I told you, my sister-in-law was a white woman, but she died one of the stupid deaths. And ASPMAN have been able to put sectors together from the highest to the lowest, as long as it has to do with skin intervention. Because when we talk about skin intervention, it's still under the Ministry of Health. And we have been able to put a lot of people, a lot of organizations together in that area. There are so many organizations we discover that are running a parallel system whereby they don't have to do with each other. We have held some seminars in the past. We have brought a lot of organizations together, and now that we are new in the office, we were sworn into the office as the new ESCOs in January. By the special grace of God, we want to achieve higher so that our people can know that they are in safe hands. And I must be frank with you, it's nice coming by the Wura Gold, the convener of skin intervention, and I know that we'll be able to work so far and so good together to combat the menace. Nigeria is a big country. We are not talking about Lagos alone. We are spreading our tentacles into all the nations of this country, into all the parts of this nation, and by the grace of God, we will achieve a conclusive quality service to mankind.
And so lastly, we would just like you to say one word to audience, telling them about skin intervention and why they should be a part of it and why they should not miss out it, and why Nigeria should watch out for this huge movement that is eradicating poor skincare culture in Nigeria.
Skin intervention is a global recognized organization, and whatever you want to do, one can go fast and two can go far. It's an organization that is worth liaising with, because we know their standards, we know their vision, we know their mission, and this is why ASPMAN have also come to liaise with them. And I want to tell you something, anybody hearing me. One of the secrets to living well and to living well healthy is to ask, to seek knowledge, and to be more learned into how you will deal with your skin. I thank God for Mrs. Kike Batola. She's well versed, and I even know that I have to learn more from her. And anybody that comes across with her, please hold her fast, because she knows what she's doing. When it comes to the skin, this is just what I want to say.